Hi everyone, this is the second of the videos on simple fractions with addition and subtraction. In the previous one I did one on addition, now on subtraction. Before that it's good to watch the ones on multiplication first. So if I look at the 2/3 minus the 1/3, so if you got up in the morning and you only had 2/3 of the cake left from the night before, or 2/3 of the pizza left from the night before, and if your brother says or your sister says, I'm going to eat one of those pieces, so there was 2/3, they took 1/3, take it to school or whatever, ate it on the spot before you got up. How much have you got left? You've only got 1/3 left. So go back to the basics. What are we doing with fractions? The bottoms stay the same when you're adding, they also stay the same when you're subtracting. Only the top numbers that change. 2 take 1 is 1. So only the top changes, only the top changes. Me back with looking at what I say. If you're multiplying, you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. If we try to say on this, we subtract the tops and we subtract the bottoms, it just doesn't work. And also, if we went 3 take 3, you get a 0 there, which would make no sense at all. So looking at our videos, we're only taking the tops, not the bottoms. Of course, they're numerators and these are denominators. The denominators stay the same, and I keep talking about, it's like they're a description. They're a description of what size the pieces are. And in cakes, you can see there, the thirds are actually different sizes to the quarters. The second one, so if we apply the same rule to it, we're going to have 3 take 1 is 2. Can't subtract 4 take 4 because you get 0. So the 4s stay the same. So the 4s stay the same. So the denominators stay the same. Let's have a look what happens with the 2 quarters though. I can then halve the top and I can halve the bottom. So I've got that in the way. So if I halve the top and I halve the bottom, I end up with a half. So go back to this one over here. If there was 3/4 of a pie or a cake or a pizza left, and your brother said, well, I want to take 1 piece, what are we left with? You've got 2 pieces left. And each of those pieces, the size of those pieces are 1/4. So you can see pretty easily that the whole lot is the same as a half. So one of the easiest things is just to go 2 into 2 is once, 2 into 4 goes twice, but I know a lot of people struggle with their times tables. Let's go to this one here. I can subtract the tops, but I can't subtract the bottoms. So what have I got? 7 take 2 is 5. And I can't go 10, subtract 10, it'd make no sense, it'll put 0. But the 10s are the description of the size. Now I've got 5 on 10. Now some of you look at it will just go, I know that's a half. But let's look at what's actually going on with it. If I divide the top by 5, I get 1. In other words, if I say how many times does 5 fit into 5, it fits in once. If I divide the bottom by 5, remember they're both going divide by 5. If I do it to the top, I do it to the bottom. So divide that by 5, I get 1. Divide that by 5, I get 2. For those who are not comfortable with their times tables, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 1 lot of 5, and there's 2 lots of 5. So 10 divided by 5 goes in how many times? There's 2 bunches, so there's your half. Thanks.